Welcome to the futuristic city of Lake Azul. Here's how the city is structured, and these guys break weird humanoid robots. That's it, thanks for watching, I'm kidding. Let me introduce you to our main characters. First of all, I was having one of the worst art days I've ever had. I couldn't get into the creative flow, I got the skin shade wrong to begin with, and then he looked old, and then he looked deformed. Honestly, the only thing that turned out on this first try was his shirt, which barely mattered since this was supposed to be the introduction to how they looked. I got frustrated with him and started work on a different character, but I still couldn't seem to get the flow going, and I couldn't tell what was going wrong. It was just an off day for me. Contour, color theory, light theory, facial expression, none of it was working, and he ended up looking like a diseased psychopath. I left the project for a few days, and when I came back, I did a rough sketch over what I'd done, and then started from the ground up again. This time my artist brain did not let me down. I got into the workflow and came out with an end result I was happy with fairly quickly. This is my favorite face shape, hair color, skin tone, etc. that I like to use, but that was the idea for this first character, whose name is Hunter. I ended up doing the same process with the next character, sketching over my failed first try and building up from there. This guy's name is Rico. I really like the way his design came out, he has a lot of story potential. Also, quick note, I will dive deeper into their characters later. They each have their own full-body art piece dedicated to showing off each character's vibe, which is one reason this video took so long for me to post. Lastly, we have Soren. I definitely wanted to design a blonde-haired, blue-eyed character because my comfort zone is the stereotypical dark and mysterious type. I had some trouble with his mouth because I was trying to make him smile, and to be honest, I'm not very good at making people look pleasant and happy with their lives. That's definitely something I need to touch up on. Here are all three of our boys, along with each of their signatures. My favorite signature is definitely Soren's. The city these guys inhabit, as I hinted at the beginning, is a futuristic cyberpunk setting with a little sci-fi. The city of Lake Azul is home to one of the biggest tech companies of their world, Euphoria Corp. They are the main big bad of this story. They're the huge corporation that chases other businesses out, controls a lot of the city's economy, has their fingers in politics, etc., etc. They specialize in producing robots to do the city's dirty job. Self-driving cargo vans for delivering large packages, small automatons called Mintbots, automated street sweepers, garbage trucks, you name it. The Mint is supposed to be an acronym for something. If you guys come up with something cool in the comments, I applaud you. I couldn't think of anything. Most of this tech is received very well by the people of the city, especially the Mintbots. They become a sort of pet rock phenomenon among the young people of the city, especially those in the less expensive, lower housing who spend more of their time on the street. The Mintbots were designed mainly by a man named Matthias Jones, who you can see here. He's a developer and technician at Euphoria Corp, and let's just say that maybe he doesn't approve of everything his employers do. Euphoria Corp being a large, money-hungry machine, they couldn't leave well enough alone. Even though the Mintbots were doing their jobs quite well, the company wanted something more high-tech with more capabilities and better software. So they begin work on a humanoid robot. No one wants a humanoid robot roaming around, but what the people want is of no concern to Euphoria Corp. They produce this robot and begin replacing the Mintbots with these 6-foot-tall monstrosities. The new bots were supposed to not only do litter control, but clean sidewalks, unplug sewer drains, and do other dirty jobs, but they were faulty. They missed trash, they malfunctioned, they mistook small children for litter, and soon people feared to step foot on the streets, going out of their way to take the nearest skywalk, or even climbing all the way to the top of the buildings to the SkyTram stations to travel that way. So, needless to say, people start getting upset about the creepy robots who are cluttering the streets, glitching out, not doing their jobs, and threatening people. Euphoria Corp pays no mind until at last a mysterious someone gets fed up. Our three main characters, all from different levels of the society here, are approached by a courier with one simple task: break the robots to send a message Euphoria Corp can't ignore.
And you're sure this is legal?
Yes, of course.
So it's paid for?
Yeah, it's all paid for. Just not by me. I'm broke.
So yes, in this fictional city designed by me and my younger brother with its own fictional laws, it is actually legal for them to do this. It's probably a loophole that no one thought to exploit until now, it being so deep in the city's statutes. This is actually the first piece I drew for this video, which is why their hairstyles are kind of all the same. I hadn't quite nailed down their character designs yet. They are covering their faces while they do this because the robots do have cameras inside that the employees can access if the robot sends out a distress signal, if it's stuck or has malfunctioned. And even though what the boys are doing is technically legal, their employer still doesn't want the accusations to fall on them. I like to imagine that this is when the boys first start doing their job and are having way too much fun with it. They're doing a little damage here and there, but they can't do much. Until this happens. Welcome to the underground. You can see on my little diagram here of the city that most of the underground is marked as unknown. That's because the city officials and workers do not really know what's underneath their city. It's supposed to be maintenance tunnels for sewer, water, electricity, and the city's pneumatic mailing system. But each time a worker went down to investigate a problem, they were met at the bottom of the manhole ladder by an intimidating someone who assured them the issue would be taken care of and insisted they leave. The problems were always taken care of, and the workers always felt mildly threatened and never cared to force an investigation. And so an entire second city quietly lived right under everyone's nose. So when Hunter falls through a manhole and finds himself there, he's very shocked and rather scared. But since he isn't a city official or anyone who could harm these people in their life in the underground, he is welcomed in by a man named Cyrus. Cyrus, who I am drawing here, is a single man in his late 50s who has tinkered around for years building large custom motorcycles, dirt bikes, cars, and anything else with an engine. I had a lot of fun designing his character. I don't usually draw older people, so that was a fun challenge. I was really leaning into the baggy clothes with a lot of my characters recently, but it suited him really well. He also turned out looking like the type of person to chase you off his lawn with a crowbar, but who would give you the shirt off his back if you needed it, which is honestly perfect for his character. When he hears from Hunter about what they're doing to fight Euphoria Corp, he couldn't be more excited. He tells Hunter that's the best news he's heard in years, and we don't want them things on our streets. The pencils I used here were HB and 8B. If any of you have questions about how this world works, the transport, the society, the technology, anything, go ahead and ask away in the comments. My 11-year-old brother helped me build this world, and we would both love answering your questions. We had way too much information to fit into one video. For example, instead of subways underground, this city has sky trams that go from skyscraper to skyscraper, and each subway station is a garden or park atop the buildings. So the animatic with Hunter and the courier at the picnic table actually took place atop a building, not in a normal park. And that's just one piece of the information that I couldn't quite cram in as an art piece. I dropped a photo of my final drawing into Procreate to add color, and I really like the way that looks. I'll probably do it again. It gives it a really unique texture. This piece gave me a lot of grief. I don't have much experience with drawing vehicles, and I'm really not good with anything too structured or man-made. I'm more into organics, and so it turned out looking a little funny. It was supposed to be a 3-wheeled motorcycle, but perspective kind of ruined that. Plus, it was supposed to look cobbled together and a little ramshackle, but I didn't know how to do that, so instead it's just so shiny. I'd say the best way to sum up this piece is to say that I like the background better than the motorcycle, and that background took me like 5 minutes. This next piece is of Cyrus's mom, who invites Hunter in after Cyrus shows him around, sitting him down and feeding him fresh-baked cinnamon rolls and insisting he call her Ma. She lives with Cyrus and she's getting older, nearly 80, but she is still steady in the hands with a mind as sharp as a tack. And later, Hunter discovers that she has a strange hobby. Instead of knitting or sewing or reading, Ma wires up EMPs as a hobby. She's more than happy to help Hunter and his friends along with their project and donates a stockpile of EMPs to their cause. She is also the sweetest lady you could ever hope to meet, and the boys are always welcome in her little kitchen in the underground. This piece took way too long. I got too caught up in the details trying to make it look cluttery in a comfortable way, and I didn't really accomplish that. I do love the bonsai plant though, it pleases me so much. Even though the piece didn't turn out perfect, she still looks cozy, like a grandma who would sit you down and feed you sweets even though you're nearly 20 and trying to take down a giant corrupt corporation. Now it's time to deep dive into our main character's designs a little further. I decided to do this by giving each character a design that's almost like a movie poster, just to really have fun with stylization. This is Soren. He's an amputee from a young age, but that does not slow him down from helping the other two out. In fact, in this piece you can see that he has taken one of the legs from a robot they've destroyed and used it as his prosthetic, as well as making a helmet from a robot head. His weapon of choice is a sledgehammer, because why not? This piece flew along super fast, or at least it felt like it did, and the lighting from below with the backlight from the moon was so satisfying. Also, thank you to the Minecraft builders for teaching me how to use gradients on buildings. I did not realize how talented you guys could be. You have my respect as a fellow artist. Next is Rico. One of the fun parts of Rico's design is his hair. He obviously dyed it at some point, but he didn't like it and never wanted to do it again, and now he's waiting for it to grow out so he can have his normal hair color back. It's always satisfying when you can think of a detail that suggests backstory without being really in your face. I leaned really heavily into the stylization on this piece, which is a fun reflection of Rico's character and a step out of my comfort zone for me. Rico's weapons of choice are Maw's EMPs and a crowbar. This is probably my favorite out of all of these, honestly. And lastly, we have Hunter. Here's as far as I got without a pose reference, by the way. Who knew they were so helpful? Once I had my reference, which is one of the coolest poses I've ever found or drawn, it was pretty easy to build my character up with his outfit and gear. had a ton of fun finding random brushes to use to work on the buildings. I only use the default brushes that come with Procreate, by the way. I don't use anything special. There are plenty of cool brushes on there. Now Hunter actually has a lot of tools on him. He has a wire cutter, taser, arm-mounted EMP, and on his back a grinder. Not a saw, for those of you who are wondering where the teeth are. A grinder is smooth, and it wears down quickly as it grinds through the metal, and yes, I know how to use one. He is perching atop a pile of broken robots, and in the background you can see a helicopter flying over with a searchlight. Is it looking for him? You decide. I spent over 65 hours on Procreate alone for this project, besides the hours spent brainstorming, world building, and editing this video. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun making multiple projects for the same world, though I probably won't do something of this scale again. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Here's a little bonus for you guys. I was trying to just use the lasso tool to make one of the robots look broken, and instead it kind of looks like it's posing for Instagram. So I'm just gonna leave this here. Bye!